남규태방송 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 오늘은 2023년 5월 23일 화요일입니다. 현재 시간은 오전 7시 21분입니다. 성경공부 514회 방송을 시작하겠습니다. 성경은 잠언 23장부터 영문으로 읽어보겠습니다. When you sit dine with a ruler, note well what is before you, and put a knife to your throat. If you are given to gluttony, do not crave his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Do not trust your own cleverness. Cast about glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly up to the sky like an eagle. Do not eat the food of begrudging host. Do not crave his delicacies, for he is the kind of a person who is always thinking about the cost. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the little you have eaten, and will have wasted your compliment. Do not speak to footers, for they will scorn your brilliant words. Do not move an ancient boundary stone, or encroach on the fields of the padres, for their defender is strong. He will take up their case against you. Apply your heart to instruction, and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with the Lord, they will not die. Punish them with the Lord, and save them from death. My son, if your heart is wise, then my heart will be great indeed. My inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be jealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. Listen, my son, and be wise, and set your heart on the right path. Do not join those who drink too much wine, or gorge themselves on meat, for drunkards and gluttons become poor, and she needs clothes them in rags. Listen to your father, who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. by the truth, and do not sell it. Wisdom, instruction, and insight as well. The father of a righteous child has great joy. A man who fathers a wise son rejoices in him. May your father and mother rejoice. May she who gave you birth be joyful. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes delight in my ways. For an adulterous woman is a deep pit, and wayward wife is narrow well. Like a bandit, she lies in wait and multiplies the unfaithful among men. Who has a bow, who has a sorrow, who has a strife, who has a complaints, who has needless brushes, who has bloodshot eyes, those who linger over wine, who go to sample bowls of mixed wine. Do not gaze at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a snare, and poisons like a viper. Your eyes will see strange sights, and your mind will imagine confusing things. You will be like one sleeping on the high seas, lying on top of the rigging. They hit me, you will say, but I am not hurt. They beat me, but I don't fear it. When will I wake up so I can find another drink? Do not envy the wicked, do not desire their company, for their hearts blood violence, and their lips talk about making trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge is rooms filled with rare and beautiful treasures. The wise prevail through greater power, and those who have knowledge master their strengths. Surely you need guidance to wage a war, and victory is won through many adventures. Wisdom is to high force in the assembly. At the gate they must not open their mouths. Whoever plus evil will be known as a schemer. The streams of folly are seen, and people detest a mocker. If you father in a time of trouble, how small is your strength? Rescue those being led away to death. Hold back those staggering toward slaughter. If you say, but we knew nothing about this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who guards your life know it? Will he not repay everyone according to what they have done? Eat honey, my son, for it is good. Honey from the comb is sweet to your taste. Know also that wisdom is like honey for you. If we find it, there is a future hope. If you hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. Do not look like a sheep near the house of the righteous. Do not plunder their dwelling place. For though the righteous for 7 times they rise again, but the wicked tremble when calamity strikes. Do not gloat when your enemy falls, when they stumble. Do not let your heart rejoice, or the Lord will see and disapprove and turn his wrath away from them. Do not fret because of evil doers, or be envious of the wicked, for the evil door has no future hope, and the lamp of the wicked will be snuffed out. Fear the Lord and the King, my son, and do not join with rebellious officials. For those two will send a sudden destruction on them, and who knows what calamities they can bring. These also are sayings of the wise to show partiality in judging is not good. Whoever says to the guilty, you are innocent, will be cursed by peoples and denounced by nations. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and the rich blessing will come on them. As a honest answer is like a kiss on their lips. Put your outdoor work in order. And get your fields ready, for after that build your house. Do not testify against your neighbor without cause. Do not testify against your neighbor without cause. Would you use your lips to mislead? Do not say, I will do to them as they have done to me. I will pay them back for what they did. I went past the field of sluggard, past the vineyard of someone who has no sense. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds, and the stone was in ruins. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned the rest from what I saw. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the handles to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. These are more proverbs of Solomon, complied by the man of Hezekiah, king of Judah. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, to search out a matter is the glory of kings. As the heavens are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of kings are unsearchable. Remove the dross from the silver, and a silver smith can produce a bezel. Remove wicked officials from the king's presence, and his throne will be established through righteousness. Do not exalt yourself in the king's presence, and do not claim a place among his great men. It is better for him to say to you, "Come up here," than for him to humiliate you before his nobles. When you have seen with your eyes, do not bring hastily to court, for what will you do in the end if your neighbor puts you to shame? If you take your neighbor to court, do not betray the confidence, or the one who hears it may shame you, and the charge against you will stand like a peers of gold in settings of silver is a ruling rightly given, like an earring of gold or an ornament of fine gold is the rebuke of a wise judge to listening ear, like a snow cold drink at harvest time, is a trustworthy messenger to the one who sends him. He refreshes the spirit of his master, like clouds and wind without rain, is one who brought of a gift never given. Through patience, ruler can be persuaded, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. If you find honey, it's just enough. Too much of it, and you will vomit. Seldom set foot in your neighbor's house too much of you, and they will hate you, like a club or a sword or a sharp arrow is one who gives a false testimony against a neighbor, like a broken tooth or a lame foot. Is reliance on the unfaithful in a time of trouble, like one who taken away a garment on a cold day, or like a vinegar poured on a wound, is one who sings songs to a heavy heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you like a north wind that brings unexpected rain, is a sly tongue which provokes holy Paidelo, better to drive on a corner of the loaf than share a house with a cattle, some wife, like cold water to weary soul, is good news from distant land, like muddied spring or polluted well the righteous who give away to the wicked. It is not good to eat too much honey, nor is it honey honorable to such out matters that are too deep, like a city whose walls are broken through, is a person who lacks self-control. Like snow in summer or rain in harvest, honey is not fitting for poor, or like a plantering sparrow or darting swallow, and deserved cause does not come to rest. A heap for the horse, bridle for the donkey, and a rope for the backs of poors. Do not answer poor according to his folly, or your shepherd will be just like him. Answer poor according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes. Ending message by the hands of a poor is like cutting off one's feet or drinking poison. Like the usual legs of one who is lame is a proverb in the mouth of a poor, like tying a stone in a sling is the giving of honor to poor, like a son bush in a drunkard hand is a proverb in the mouth of a poor, like an archer who wound at random is one who hires pull of or any passer by. As a dog returns to its vomit, so pulls repeat their poorly. Do you see a person wise in their own eyes? There is more hope for than for them. Strong God says there's a lion in the road, a fierce lion roaming the streets. As the door turns on its hingers, so sluggard turns on his bed. Sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He is too lazy to bring it back to his mouth. Sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 people who answer this critically, like one who grabs a stray dog by the ears is someone who rushes into a killer not their own, like many shooting flaming arrows. This is one who deceives their neighbor and says, I was only joking. Without wood, fire goes out. Without gossip, carol dies down. As a charcoal to embers, and as wood to fire, so is a quarrelsome person for kind ring strife. The words of gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to the inmost parts, like a coating of silver dross on earth in where prevent lives with an evil heart. Enemies disguise themselves with their lips, but in their hearts they harbor deceit. Though their speech is charming, do not believe them, for 7 abominations fill their hearts. Their marriage may be concealed by deception, but their wickedness will be exposed in the assembly. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it will roll back on them. A lying tongue hates those it hurts, and flattering mouth works ruin. Do not boast tomorrow, for you do not know what they may bring. Let someone else praise you, and not your own mouth. Outside and not your own lips. Stone is heavy and sand burden, but force provocation is heavier than both. Anger is cruel and fully overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Better is open rebuke than hidden wonders from friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. One who is full loads honey from the comb, but to the hungry of even what is bitter tastes sweet, like a bird that flees its nest. Is anyone who flees from home, perfume and incense bring joy to the heart. The presentness of a friend springs from their heart felt otherwise. Do not forsake your friend or a friend of your family, and do not go to your relative's house. When disaster strikes you, better neighbor nearby than a relative far away. Be wise, my son, and bring joy to my heart. Then I can answer anyone who treats me with contempt. The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Take the garment of one who puts up security for a stranger, hold it in praise if it is done for an outsider. If anyone loudly blesses the neighbor, early in the morning, it will be taken as a course. Quarrelsome wife is like the dripping of a leaky roof in a rainstorm. Lest raining or is like restraining the wind or grasping oil with the hand as iron sharpens iron. So one person sharpens another. The one who guards a big tree will it is fruit, and whoever protects their master will be honored. As water reflects face, so one's life reflects the heart. Death and destruction are never satisfied, and neither humanize the crucible for silver and the furnace for gold. The people are tested by their praise. Though you grind pour in mortar, grinding them like a grain with a pestle, you will not remove their folly from them. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your holders, for riches do not endure forever, and the crown is not secure for all generations. When the hay is removed and new growth appears, and the grass from the hills is gathered in, the rainbows will provide you will clothing, and the goats will the price of a field. You will have plenty of goats, milk to feed your family, and to nourish your female servants. The wicked flee, though no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. When a country is rebellious, it has many rulers, but a ruler with discernment and knowledge maintains order. A ruler who oppresses the poor is like a driving rain that leaves no crops. Those who forsake instruction praise the wicked, but those who heed it resist them. Evil those do not understand what is right, but those who seek the Lord understand it fully. Better the poor whose work is blameless than the rich whose ways are perverse. A discerning son heed the instruction of the companion of gluttons disgraces his father. Whoever increases wealth by taking interest or profit from the poor amasses it for another. Who will be kind to the poor? If anyone turns a deaf ear to my instruction, even their prayers are detestable. Whoever reads the light along an evil boss will fall into their own trap, but the blameless will receive a good inheritance. The rich are wise in their own eyes. One who is poor and discerning sees how rude they are. When the righteous triumph, there is a great elation, but when the wicked rise to power, people go into hiding. Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy. Blessed is the one who always trembles before God, but whoever hardens their heart falls into trouble. Like a rolling lion or a charging bear is a wicked ruler over helpless people. Tyrannical ruler prioritizes expulsion, but one who hates ill-gotten gain will enjoy a long reign. Anyone tormented by the guilt of a murder will seek refuge in the grave. Let no one hold them back. The one whose work is blameless is kept safe, but the one whose ways are perverse will fall into the pit. Those who work their land will have abundant food, but those who chase fantasies will have their fill of poverty. A peaceful person will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not go unpunished. to show partiality is not good, yet a person will do long for a piece of bread. The stingy eagle to get rich and unaware that poverty awaits them. Whoever rebukes a person will in the end gain a favor rather than one who has a flattering tongue. Whoever loves their father or mother and says is not alone is a partner to one who destroys. The greedy stir up a conflict, but those who trust in the Lord will prosper. Those who trust in themselves are Pause, B. Those who work in wisdom are kept safe. Those who give to the poor will lack nothing, but those who choose their eyes to them receive many curses. When the wicked rise to power, people go into hiding, but when the wicked perish, the righteous thrive. Whoever remains stiff naked after many rebukes will suddenly be betrayed with our rimdi. When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. A man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but the companion of a prostitute squanders his words. By justice, a king gives country stability, but those who are greedy for bribes tear it down. Those who flatter their neighbors are spreading nets for their feet. Evil doors are snared by their own sin, but the righteous shout for joy and are glad. The righteous care about just tithes for the poor, but the wicked have no such concern. Mockers stir up a city, but the wise turn away anger. If a wise person goes to court with a poor, the poor laces and scoffers, and there is no peace. The bloodthirsty hate a person of integrity and seek to kill the upright. Fools give a fool bent to their lazy, but the wise bring charm. Bring calm. But the wise bring calm in the end. If a ruler listen. listens to lies. All his officials become wicked. The poor and the oppressor have this in common. The Lord gives sight to the eyes of both. If a kind judges the poor with peerless, his throne will be established forever. Rather and reprimand impart wisdom, but a cheaper rapture undisciplined disgraces is matter when the wicked strive so does sin, but the righteous will see their downfall. Discipline your children, and they will give you peace. They will bring you the rapture you desire. Where there is no revelation, people cast over restraint. But blessed is the one who heeds wisdom's instruction. Servants cannot be corrected by mere words. Though they understand, they will not respond. Do you see someone who speaks in haste? There is more hope for poor than for them. A servant appeared from use will turn out to be insolent. An angry person stirs up a conflict, and a hot temper the person commits many sins. Pride brings a person low, but the lowly in spirit gain honor. The compromise our civils are their own enemies. They are put under oath, and they are not testify. Fear of men will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept shaken. Many seek an audience with a ruler, but it is from the ruler that one gets justice. The righteous detest the dishonest. The wicked detest the upright. The sayings of ogres and of Jackie uninspired utterance. This means utterance to ECCLESIASTES. I'm your God, but I can prevail. Surely I am only a brute, another man. I do not have human understanding. I have not learned wisdom, nor have I attained to the knowledge of the Holy One, who has gone up to heaven and come down, whose hands have gathered up the wind, who has wrapped up the weathers in a cloak, who has established all the ends of the earth. What is his name, and what is the name of his son? Surely you know. No, every word of God is flawless. He is a shield to those who take refuge in him. Do not add to his words, or he will rebuke you and prove you a liar. To things I ask of you, Lord, do not refuse me before I die. kept force food and rice from me, give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Otherwise, I may have too much and disown you and say, who is the Lord? Or I may become poor and steal, and so dishonor the name of my God. Do not surrender servant to their master, or they will curse you, and you will pay for it. There are those who curse their fathers and do not bless their mothers. Those who are poor in their own eyes, and yet are not clean over their pills, those whose eyes are ever so haughty, whose glances so disdainful, those whose feet are swords, and whose jaws are set with knives to devour the poor from the earth, and the needy from among mankind. The rich has two daughters, give to cry. There are three things that are never satisfied, for that never say enough. The grave, the barren womb, and which is never satisfied with water, and the fire which never says enough. The eye that mocks father, that scorns an aged mother, will be picked out by the ravens of the belly, will be eaten by the vultures. There are three things that are too amazing for me, for that I do not understand the way of an angel in the sky, the way of a snake on a rock, the way of a ship on the high seas, and the way of a man with a young woman. This is the way of an adulterous woman. She is and wipe her mouth and says, I've done nothing wrong. Under three things the earth trembles under, for it cannot bear up. A servant who becomes king, God is for who gets plenty to eat, contemptible woman who gets married, and a servant who displaces her mistress. For things on earth are small, yet they extend extremely wise, and creatures of little strength, yet they store their food in the summer. High legs, creatures of little power, yet they make their home in the crags. Rocks have no king, yet they the bands together in ranks. Razor can be caught with the hand. It is found in king's places. There are three things that stately in their stride, for that move with stately appearing lion, mighty among beasts, who retreat before nothing, rooster, he got, and the king secure against revolt. If you pray the poor and exalt yourself, or if you plan evil, climb your hand over your mouth, for as churning cream produces butter, and as twisting the nose produces blood. So stirring up anger produces strife. The sayings of a king remove all uninspired utterance. His mother sought him. Listen, my son, listen, son of my womb, listen, my son, the answer to my prayers. Do not spend your strength on woman, your victory on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings remover. It is not for kings to drink wine, not for rulers to crave beer, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed, and deprive all the blessed of the delights. Repair before those who are perishing, wine for those who are in anguish. Let them drink and forget their poverty. Remember their mystery no more. Speak for those who can not speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak and soldier purely defend the rights of the poor and needy. Wipe noble character who can find seizures far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects ore and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bring her food from afar. She gets up while it is still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. She considers the field and buys it out of her earnings. She plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand she holds the tap and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the floor and She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, he has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in the linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he has his seat among the elders of the land. She makes lie on garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can love at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and the pace of her instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is pretty, but the woman who bears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her workers bring her praise at the city gate. 잠언 31장까지 영문으로 모두 다 읽었습니다. 다음은 전도서입니다. 에클레시에스테스입니다. 전도서입니다. 전도서를 영문으로 읽어보겠습니다. The words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. The sunrise and the sunset and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. All streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full to the piece of the streams come from they return again. All things realism no more than one can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear its fear of healing. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new. It was here already long ago. It was here before our time. No one remembers the former generations, and even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. I, the teacher, was a king over Israel in Jerusalem. I applied my mind to study and to explore by wisdom, or that is done under the heavens. What a heavy burden God has laid on mankind. I have seen all the things that are done under the sun. All of them are meaningless, chasing after the wind. What is crooked cannot be straight, and thus what is lacking cannot be counted. I said to myself, I have increased in wisdom more than anyone who has ruled over Jerusalem before me. I've experienced much of wisdom and knowledge. Then I applied myself to the understanding of wisdom and also of madness and folly. But I heard that this too is chasing after the wind. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief. I said to myself, come now, I will test you with pleasure to find out what is good. But that also proved to be meaningless. Roboter, I said, is madness, and what does pleasure accomplish? I tried cheering myself with wine and embracing folly, my mind still guiding me with wisdom. I wanted to see what was good for people to do during the heavens during the few days of their lives. I undertook a great project. I built houses for myself and planted a vineyard. I make gardens and parks and planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made reservoirs to water groups of flourishing trees. I bought male and female slaves and had other slaves who were born in my house. I also owned more herds and flocks than anyone in Jerusalem before me. I amass the silver and gold for myself and the treasure of kings and provinces. I acquired male and female singers and harem as well, the delights of a man's heart. I became greater by far than anyone in Jerusalem before me. In all this my wisdom stayed with me. I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I revealed my heart, no pleasure, my heart to delight in all my labor, and this was the reward for all my toil. Yet when I sure when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless. Chasing after the wind, nothing was gained under the sun. Then I turned my thoughts to consider wisdom and also madness and folly. What more can the king's caster do than what has already been done? I saw that wisdom is better than folly, just as right is better than darkness. The wise have eyes in their heads, while the poor workers in the darkness. But I came to realize that the same fate overtakes them both. Then I said to myself, the fate of the poor will overtake me also. What then do I gain by being wise? I said to myself, this too is meaningless. But wise like therefore will not be long remembered. The days have already come when both have been forgotten. Like the poor, the wise too must die. So I hated life because the work that is done under the sun was grievous to me. All of it is meaningless, chasing after the wind. I hated all the things I had toiled for under the sun, because I must leave them to the one who comes after me, and who knows whether that person will be wise or foolish. Yet they will have control over all the fruit of my toil, into which I have poured my effort and skill under the sun. This too is meaningless. So my heart began to despair over all my toilsome labor under the sun. For a person may labor with wisdom, knowledge, and skill, and then they must leave all they own to another who has toiled for it. This too is meaningless and a great misfortune. What do people get for all the toil and anxious striving with which they labor under the sun, or their days? Their work is grief and pain. Even at night their minds do not rest. This too is meaningless. A person can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find the details, satisfaction in their own toil. This too I see is from the hand of God, for without Him, who can eat or find enjoyment to the person who pleases Him. God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness, but to the sinner He gives the task of gathering and storing of wills to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, chasing after the wind. 그 전도서 2장까지 영문으로 읽어보았습니다. 전도서는 12장까지 있는데 이거는 오늘 그 직장에 갔다 와서 시간이 나면 방송을 해보겠습니다. 성경공부 514회 방송은 여기서 종료하겠습니다. 주기도문 기도를 하고 방송을 끝내겠습니다. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. 성경공부 514회 방송을 시청해 주신 분께 감사드리겠습니다. 다음 방송에서 다시 인사드리겠습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.